Hello and welcome to Running the Table, the podcast where we run through everything on the table in the world of sports. And we only got one game left, Super Bowl Sunday. It's right around the corner. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs meet in the final game of the season. So like we've been doing predictions all throughout the playoffs, we're going to stick with it. Give you our Super Bowl 57 picks. Tim, are you ready to go?
It's all led up to this. Let's run it.
It has all led up to this. Two of the NFL's best, 2 1 seeds, the Kelsey Bowl, the New Heights Bowl. It's the first time that two brothers have faced off against each other that haven't been coaches, that have actually been playing, Travis and Jason. There's been a lot of hype. There's a lot of talk about the quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts being the two first black quarterbacks to face off against each other. It's going to be an absolute electric matchup. Tim, what do you got in this game?
To me, a big thing in both of these games is the quarterbacks. Both of these quarterbacks, I mean, obviously we know how good they are. They both have dealt with their own bits of injury woes leading into the playoffs and during the playoffs themselves. Patrick Mahomes, realistically, I think that ankle probably not going to be 100%, but given how he played on a clearly not 100% ankle in the AFC Championship game, I would consider him to be, realistically fine unless he gets wrapped up weird again. And Jalen Hurts came back from that shoulder injury coming into the playoffs, and he has looked very solid after it. Obviously, he hasn't necessarily been tested all that hard or asked to throw the ball that much. But both of these guys should be playing pretty close to the top of their game, and both of them are electric players in their own right. So it's kind of tough to say who has the edge there, but it's going to be a wild quarterback duel to watch.
The 2 weeks of rest time for both quarterbacks to heal up
definitely
is going to be huge.
A lot.
And now with Jalen Hurts, you finally get to take the training wheels off and let him go full throttle. And Patrick Mahomes, you let him do Mahomes things. I mean, he's gonna win.
He's
MVP.
Still a magician.
Absolutely. But the battle that I look at with the Chiefs and the Eagles comes down to, can the Chiefs offensive line hold up against that Eagles pass rush? Because that
pass rush is deadly.
Yeah, we saw what Hassan Reddick and the Eagles pass rush did against
hide your UCLs.
Yeah, against the Cowboys and the 49ers. Hide your cooking equipment because Brock Pot be broke. But if the Chiefs O-line is going to hold up, then I think Patrick Mahomes is going to make some magic. He's definitely good enough to where, like, if there's a quarterback that doesn't need all that much time to make something happen, it's Mahomes. And what happens if the Chiefs do give him that time? We'll see what happens. But on the flip side, if the Eagles are able to get to Mahomes and make his life difficult, then it's going to be a lot more difficult for the Chiefs to obviously move the ball and do things on offense. So I think that's where it comes down.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see some parallels in this game to that Chiefs Buccaneers Super Bowl, where you saw Mahomes running for his life left and right. So it's like you wonder whether or not this offensive line, obviously I would consider it to be improved from that point. But still, they're facing one of the best defensive lines in the league. And obviously those guys are going to be looking to get back there very, very fast. But a couple things that I think are going to be interesting to notice as well is some of those injury returns on both sides. For the Eagles, Landon Dickerson did get hurt in the NFC Championship game, but he will be coming back for the Super Bowl with a brace on his elbow. So he has been confirmed to return.
And that's going to be huge Chiefs, for the Eagles O-line.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he is one of the big pieces. They're all big pieces to that offensive line, but he's obviously a fantastic
their offensive line.
Guard.
Of course, they're rather big guys.
I would hope so. But for the Chiefs, you've got L'Jarius Sneed, who is confirmed as of this morning coming back from a concussion. So he's a big secondary piece. He's been a great corner for them all season. And then Clyde Edwards-Helaire was also brought back off of IR, as well as McCole Hardman being put on IR. Interesting to see how much of a difference that will make in terms of at least their running game for the Chiefs. You're not sure how much they'll really try to put him out there, but I mean, we already talked about the Chiefs wide receiver room being relatively slim to begin with. We saw what they did without McCole Hardman for the majority of the AFC Championship game. So I still think they will be all right. But once again, losing another weapon is just another little blow to that offense's efficiency.
Another big aspect that I kind of want to bring up is the coaching and experience in this game. Nick Sirianni for the Eagles, this is his first time in any big playoff run, first Super Bowl appearance. And on the other side, you have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
like the guys, the quarterback and the head coach that have been there
The
again
combined
and
experience
again and
between not only
again.
that coaching staff and those star players, I mean, like they know exactly what
Mhm.
it takes.
Yeah, their third Super Bowl appearance in the last 4 years is nothing to sniff at. This is very much not their first rodeo, and that
No.
makes all the difference in the world. But with all of that being said, Tim, who is going to be the Super Bowl champion?
Obviously, I love the experience that the Chiefs have. You gotta love that offense with Travis Kelce and Mahomes. They're gonna make it work in some way, shape, or form. But the more that I look at this game and the more that I look into specific matchups during the game, to me, there's too much to like about the overpowering force of the Eagles offense with both the run game and the pass game and the way Jalen Hurts plays. It's just really, really hard for me to vote against them. And I'm gonna go with my instinct here. I'm not gonna question it. Fly Eagles fly. I think they're gonna win another one here.
The Eagles get their second ring, their second in the last half decade or so. Philadelphia will be roaring once again. When you look at these rosters, top to bottom, the Eagles have more talent, more skill, personnel. However, it's the coaching and the experience that
Oh yeah,
cannot be understated. And when you have the NFL's MVP in Patrick Mahomes and the best head coach in the league in Andy Reid, that combination is really hard to beat. And if they're going to dial up something, it'll be those two that'll lead the
oh for
way,
sure.
create a masterclass of a game plan, go out and punch the Eagles in the mouth and earn their second Super Bowl. So I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs to bring
There
home
you
the
go.
Lombardi.
Hey, it's always good to have some differing opinions here. It's no fun to just agree on everything. So I'm kind of glad that we've got some differing picks here. But like you said, obviously that experience is incredible, and you really can't place a value to that. Because those guys, I mean, you talk about some of the best minds in all of football. But it's gonna be a wild time. I expect this one to be competitive on both ends of the
Mm-hmm.
field. I think both offenses will have their moments. I don't expect this to be, a Rams Patriots Super Bowl.
Oh
Um,
God, please no.
I don't see that. So I really think that this will be an exciting game to watch, and I'm very excited to see how these two teams stack up against each other.
We'll see what happens come Super Bowl Sunday, but that's all we got for our Super Bowl 57 breakdown. If you haven't watched any of our stuff in the playoffs, we've been recapping all the games and predicting all the games. Go check that out. Tim, you've been doing tons of college basketball content, and we'll have so much more stuff coming for you as the months unfold, and
We're getting closer to
we're getting
March.
closer to March, which is our favorite time of year. We can't wait for that. But if you want more from us, like and subscribe, and until next time, we out.